Welcome back to a little update video. We will look today, will AMC now squeeze? Is BYND now at its bottom or not? And a little update on nasdaq and SPY. If you're interested, just stay tuned. As always, I'm using the fractal method. The explanation video I link at the end of the video. Let's jump into AMC. So for AMC, for price targets, our 1-part squeeze, 2-part squeeze, how it would look like, blah, 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 blah. I made a big update video at the weekend. I will link it at the end of the video. Today, we will just look what we have done yesterday. So let's zoom in. So for AMC, I have still 3 versions for you. Yeah. And I say that absolutely clearly. I'm 2 bullish one bearish one. Yeah. I'm saying that again. I'm not presenting 3 versions just to say, haha, see, I showed this. I am right. Yeah. Like some other people, especially on Twitter. I said this. I'm 100%. I don't care if I'm 100% right. Absolutely. I only want to show every single possibility. Myth levels. So if it's breaking this level, we can take this version. If we go down here, we can take this version. Yeah. There's also always an if this, then that. Yeah. I don't care. I mean, I hope we're doing the absolute bullish version, yeah, because I also have a position now, yeah. But it makes no sense for me. This always this fight. I said this. I said this. I projected the squeeze and blah 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 blah. No, I really just try to present every possibility we could do, yeah, and not with hopium or shorts have to cover and all this bullshit. No, just with tracking and levels. So we start with the absolute bearish version, yeah, which is not this, just saying. But the absolute bearish version is that this was a top and this was a T, yeah, and we knife down. That's the only really bearish version I have. In that case, our next targets are still, and again, 90 cents and 86 cents. Yeah. Hopefully, if we're doing this with a nice knife down and a clear V, as always. Yeah. I'm absolutely not thinking that this could happen or will happen, yeah, because this is a pretty good trend change. But still, as long as we are not over 180, in my opinion, this is still on the table. Okay, now to bullish version number 1, and that is this here. Yeah, I presented on the weekend in the big update video. My price target was 124, 123, maximum 125. Why? Because then it could still be the peak of higher low. Yeah. The problem is we broke our T now. Yeah, we broke our T. It makes for me so no sense that we now doing the higher low. Yeah, because in that case we would have to come down to our 98 cents mark. Yeah, so we would come down here, and this would be our higher low. But in my opinion, for this, we are already too high. This could easily be a top now. And I would track it like that, but not higher low. So, for my main tracking, and I think we get the answer today if I'm right or wrong. For my main tracking, you see this here? You have here a little A, a little B, a little C. Yeah. In that case, this little C would be our middle A. it would be a top. So because of this is A, I could easily see now a 0.5, 0.618 pullback. So something between 110, 1615. This would be just a pullback. We would then go up to our B. B has to be over M. That means my price target is over 153. 0.5 pullback from our A bottom. And then we go up again to our C. This C would be our A. Yeah. And I'm talking about this would be the A, which I presented in the last update video with our last pullback. The 200 EMA is now at 213. So I said that the next A, big A, would reject the 200 EMA. Yeah, it can reject at the 200 EMA or a little bit under it. It doesn't matter. Yeah, but somewhere in this range, $2, maybe a little bit over $2, maybe a little bit under it, in this range. And then we're doing one last pullback. 0.5, 0.618. Yeah, from our V. And down here, depends on the volume. We may be doing a little micro high low, but then we go. Yeah, I'm tending to this version still. Yeah, so bullish version number 1, bullish version number 2, because we are micro tracking here. If we're not stopping here, yeah, we might just not do the B and A pullback. Yeah, in that case, we just go up. We will just go up to our A. But I'm still pretty convinced that we still need one pullback, and not a small one. I mean, if you're doing this, this is a 38% pullback. Yeah, just saying, not a small one. Yeah, doesn't seem like much. Yeah, because from $2 to 121 normally is not big, but it's still a percentage-wise, it's still a pretty big pullback. Yeah? I still think we need this last pullback before we squeeze. So, levels-wise, if we go over 133 without this pullback, I think we won't get a pullback till we are near the 200 EMA. If we just doing one little upside here and then it will be this. Just one little warning. Yeah. And that's without hopium, without bias. I already starting a little position. Why? I still think we won't see the squeeze in April. I still leaning way, way higher to May. But I said already in the big update video, normally my tactic is you have always to wait for the higher low or for the A pullback before you get a position, because it's the safer play. Main problem right now is it's fucking risky. Yeah, you can do whatever you want, no financial advice, and there's still the danger that we still need a new low. Yeah, but to time this nowadays, it is easily possible that we're really doing the A, maybe because of something else. Not this week, but sometime we're doing overnight in pre-market and after hours a big knife and we go. Yeah, timing the shit is very risky right now. But still, one little warning. Even the contracts aren't really moving yet for AMC. I think June's max strike $6 are still between 4 and 5 cents. If you buy them now and we go up here, they will be up. But with this pullback, they will be red. I guarantee you that. So logically, it makes more sense to buy here. main problem is, what if you don't have the chance for that? That's the risky part. But just saying, if you get these pullbacks, your contracts will be red. They just will be. Maybe shares is better, yeah, but absolutely your decision. So for levels, as I said, if you reject this top, I think our next target is 1.4-ish, yeah, for the A pullback, then up again. For upside, everything over 153 is upside into the $2 range. And for absolute downside, as I said, you are not allowed to touch or break 92 cents, because otherwise you will find, of course, a new low. Okay, so much for AMC. Now BYND. Also for BYND, for the big explanation, I will link the update video at the end of the video. Today, we just look what we have done yesterday. So let's zoom in. So for BYND, we start with the absolute bearish version first. That would mean the same like DGT, for example. We have an head and shoulders. This is our T. In that case, we will break down. Yeah. In that case, we will break all-time low. Our target would be 40 to 38-ish. Yeah. Main problem is not this price here. Main problem is that this is breaking our higher low from October. In that case, the high of October would be our big T. We would fall down, have to find a new low. And the shitty part about this really is that after that, we have to do the micro higher low. In that case, we won't break this trend line for 2026, at least in my opinion. So 2026 for the big numbers would be off the table. Your maximum would be $3 for this year. And you would still have to do this massive macro higher low before we go anything higher than that. Yeah? So it would be bad for timing and price, of course. And maybe then reverse split is on the table again and blah, blah, blah. Yeah? That's why this version is 100% proven if we touch or break 50 or exactly 49.97 cents. If we touch or break this line, we will do this version. Yeah? Absolutely not tending to this yet, but my stop loss is here. Just saying, I'm completely out of this stock if we do this here at 50 cents. I still will track it, don't worry, but my play is ending at 50 cents. So, bullish version number 1 is this, that our earnings play was still a T, but in the same time, our earnings play was also our V here at exactly 57 cents. And since then, we have done one higher low, second higher low. Yeah. In that case, we could go up. We have finished everything. Or we're adding higher lows till we come to this trend and go up. And that's why I don't like this. Yeah. Because of course you can say, yeah, we're adding another higher low, another higher low, another higher low. Yeah. We did this already here. Just saying. That's why I hate this version. And I'm not tending to this. But you always have this alternative. My main version is still bullish. But my main version is that this is our T, still on earnings. This was our M. This was nothing. Yeah, yesterday. Why? Because if you zoom in, you see that this is, of course, a higher low. But M wouldn't be finished here, because to finish M, you have to come lower where it started. So in that case, you have to come down under your earnings low. you will come up one more time. I would expect you would come up to 60 cents-ish. This would be your T. Then you find your V, adding a little higher low, and then you go. Very important. This has to be over 50 cents, of course. Yeah. And if we're doing this, I still the opinion this will take whole April. Yeah. We will just do this shit. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Yeah. But this would be still fucking bullish. In that case, I'm already the opinion. In 2021, BYND went before AMC and G-Man. With this price action, I just think that so many memes, also BYND, will just run with memes. Yeah, we don't have enough time anymore that BYND is running before AMC and GME. I think they will just run at the same time. Yeah. Price targets are in the big video. This is my main version. Yeah. Bearish version, I give it a chance. Yeah. I don't thinking yet, as long as you're not touching breaking 50 cents. If we go up, I'm also okay with bullish version number 1 for levels. If we go over 66 cents, that's bullish. If we go over 72 cents, forget bearish version, forget bullish version number 2. If we break over this level, it was higher lows and we go up. Pretty easy. Yeah. And downside, of course, if you break or touch 57 cents, yeah, you will do first bullish version number 2. If you touch a break 50 cents, for me personally, it's over. But I could be wrong. Okay, so then let's jump into SPY and NASDAQ. Before we start with the main tracking for SPY and NASDAQ, here's the SPY chart on the 24 hours. Because I looked at some predictions on X and YouTube just to get a little feeling what are other people thinking about it. And maybe it's only my algo, yeah, but really everyone now is tracking March, April 2025. This one here. Everyone is saying we are here right now. Or most of them. My question is, why? Why the fuck? I mean, okay, we are in April. And if you look back, you can make a case out of it that March, April is normally a pullback for SPY. I mean, clearly it is. Yeah. Since February, we're just falling, and the big falls started March and now into April. But why is everyone tracking April 2025? I mean, I know why, because then you can say, I am predicting the big crash. Yeah, I am right. I am monster predictor. Yeah. Yeah. If you'd say, yeah, okay, I'm tracking April 2024, that's not that click-worthy, because then did you have a big case that we already finished? If you're saying we are in March 2022, also not that click-worthy, because first of all, we could be in this run-up now, yeah, and then the rest of the year you would fall. People don't like to hear that. Also not that click-worthy. If you're saying, for example, hey, we are in March, April 2008, also not that click-worthy, because then you would really fucking drop. So why? I'm really asking why. I mean, I get it. A lot of people are using bars patterns and call that fractal, and you can make a case that it looks like it, but why? Before we go into tracking, because I'm really saying that why, because, okay, fractals are repeating themselves, but if you look, example, if you would have said, what is a good April? Imagine we are in April 2022 today. You could then say, okay, I'm tracking April 2021 and we go up. It didn't happen. If it would be in April 2023, you could say, okay, perfect. We are in April 2022. We have to crash, but we went up. So using the fractal or the move of a year, only 1 year previously, is, in my opinion, just dumb. No April in the last 10 years repeated the April of the previous year. Not once. It was always different. So saying we are 100% in April 2025 now is stupid, in my opinion. So now for the tracking. So NASDAQ 30-minute left side, SPY 30-minute right side. We start with NASDAQ. So, and I mean, is that really looking bearish to you? Because I could be wrong. For me, that is not bearish. So we have for NASDAQ and SPY the same thing. January was the top. We will see if it was the top. Then we had a beautiful OI, a beautiful M. This here would be M, and this here would be T. I still tracking this quite bullish. Still. In that case, our V would have been March 30, 2026. We went just up. And I already said back here, shorting this thing is fucking stupid. Yeah. Even if you're bearish and has bearish tracking, shorting down there is fucking stupid. We went up. I said here, we will get a pullback. But I also said it's still stupid to short it. Just for transparency, I said here, I would expect a pullback to 618 just because we ran through the 0.5. So in my opinion, we would break the 0.5 because there's no support. Of course, NASDAQ and SPY said, you said we will break the 0.5. Hey, fuck you. We will bounce at the 0.5. So beautiful bounce at the 0.5. Fine. And we went up. Yeah. And also here, I said last Thursday, it's fucking stupid to short it over the weekend. Yeah. There is no reason for it. Yeah. It can backfire extremely. And it did. So where are we now? So for my bullish tracking, we are still not over T. This is still micro tracking. So this is clearly an A. Yeah. 0.5 pullback, break at retest of the trend line. If this is already B, I mean, there are cases where you have a small B, but normally we should do now B. In that case, we would come up, maybe even to this trend line, at least as long as we are under T. So 596, and then doing a 0.5 pullback from our A bottom. And here comes the dangerous thing, yeah, because this rejection could easily be something else. But I will, for clarification, we just do this. If we do this B pullback or not, we have to see. Our main target is still we going over A. In that case, something over 596. This will be then our middle A. Then we do a breakout retest. And then we go to our M, which will be our middle B. Then 0.5 pullback. And then comes the question, are we in a bear market or are we in a bull market? it is essential for a bull market that we break all-time highs, of course. Because if we reject somewhere in here under all-time high, this will be our macro lower high. If we do that, then we can really track for a crash. Because then 2026 January was a fucking top. Yeah? But this can easily take weeks, months to get there. Just saying. So this would be the absolutely bullish version. And I have to say, I'm tending really to this. Yeah? Also to say, it is easily possible that this here, look, that this here was already our small b, this here, and we just go to our little c, which would be a. Just saying, easily possible. Next thing, if we reject here, yeah, because always possible, you go up, you reject this trend line, yeah, not going over T. That can only be two things, and that's a shitty part. First off, we are under T. We have no macro higher low yet. We just don't. In that case, we still would have come down to, for NASDAQ, 563-ish for the higher low. And then you're going A, B, and C. Yeah. The tricky part is to know if you bounce here or not. Yeah. I wouldn't play that. I mean, if you reject here, yeah, you can play that. Down here, I would be careful again. Yeah. This could be higher low. Or if you break really to the downside, that would be then your T. Yeah. And you really knife. Yeah. Price targets are again the same. 553, which again, I don't think it will hold, same as the 0.5. Or 541. Yeah. Something in this range if we really break to the downside. But I'm still bullish on this. Yeah. Now for SPY. It's pretty the same, just a few other levels. For SPY, it's a little bit clearer than for NASDAQ, just because if you look, you only have one or two touch points here. Yeah. SPY has a lot more touch points just because of its shape. Yeah, if you see, also your top in 2026, lower high, midpoint is here and T. And you have a lot of, and for SPY, in my opinion, also, you have breakout, retest. So for SPY, for the bullish version, you have here your V. You have here your little a, also, it was a 0.5. And you're now doing or already have done your little b. Also for SPY, yeah, in my opinion, we will go up. Yeah, something over 667 would be your A. Breakout retest, going up to your B. Yeah, your B is over 681. Maybe a little pullback. And then also here comes the big question. Are we going into a bull market or not? For a bull market, we have to break over this trend line. Yeah. So 680, 690-ish. If you reject here, this would be your middle M, your macro L, then you really can track for a crash. This would still be, in my opinion, till May. Yeah, I'm still see this absolutely bullish. Also for SPY, I mean, okay, it would do the same as NASDAQ, yeah, where you say you reject T and go for the higher low. Yeah, in that case, your higher low would be around 637-ish, yeah, for the higher low, and then you do AB, yeah, AB and so on. But how SPY is looking like, I don't think we will do the higher low. I think we will just do A and B. Yeah, and of course, if SPY is doing this, NASDAQ won't do its higher low. because they are moving together. So yeah, it's not looking bearish for me. And I say this again, just an opinion of me. To tell people on Thursday or even today, you should short it to 600. We will come to the levels in a second. In my opinion, is the most stupid and especially asshole move you can do. Really, it is. Because it's a gamble. It's simply a gamble. In the best case, which I give maybe 20%, you can have luck and the market is really crashing like 2025, which I don't think, and all are happy. In the worst case, some people who don't really know really much about it just lose money. What would be the safer play for this? There is a case that we may be doing April 2025, that we are right now here. I showed that at the beginning. It doesn't make sense because we never repeating the previous April. Never. We never did that. But okay, there is a case. We are in this and we knife. But you already, if you know who I mean, you know who I mean. Yeah. But if we're doing exactly what April did last year, yeah, then we would be here. Okay. Yeah, maybe we'll go up today, yeah, and tonight, when there's no deal and Trump is really bombing the world into absolutely hell, we do that. Okay, fine. So tonight, today is Tuesday, overnight, Wednesday. Yeah, would be even the same day. Yeah, Wednesday. But even then, okay, here's Wednesday. Let's make this bigger. Here's Wednesday. You're now 5% down till Thursday. Yeah, on Thursday you get a little bounce because, of course, people take profit or whatever. Yeah. Then this thing is dropping till Monday, 11%. So the absolutely not asshole move would be you wait till Wednesday and then you play weeklies, play for next Monday. I mean, okay, they will be then juiced as fuck already, but you play 0 days every day. 11% down for SPY. I mean, that's 24 for NASDAQ. Yeah, this would be the right move to tell. To tell people last Thursday, it's 100% 2025. Short it. In my opinion, I have absolutely no respect for these people because it's bullshit and it's stupid. And it's always the sorry for the rant, really. I get really angry if I read something really stupid like that. Yeah. So, for levels for SPY. If we break down, next level would be 625. If we really break down here, I don't think we will hold that. Yeah. My price target would be 612-ish, something in this range. But still, I'm not short. Yeah, I have some calls for today, just a little YOLO position. But for me, here is absolutely no confirmation. And it, as I said, it makes no sense that we're repeating April from last year. You repeat at April, but my opinion, not April from last year. Okay, for upside, breaking 666 for SPY is absolutely bullish. Next target or next dangerous line, 680 to 690. So let's see. Let's see if Trump is ending the world today. Okay. As always, explanation video here. Playlist here. The big update video for AMC. Every stock we have is back there. If you liked it, even with the rant, give me a like. If you want to see more, give me an abo. And let's see if the world is ending tonight. See ya.